Welcome back to my tented area for the old Vario. This is episode 4, I think, now. So yeah, really exciting stuff. We'll be doing some more welding and some more grinding and some more cutting. The only thing I've got to just make sure is every time I do a little video, I've got to make sure I switch this off, because I had a load of videos last time with that on in the background, and YouTube doesn't like that. It told me off, very much so, because I have not paid any money to those people that were playing in said music from said radio. So Radio 4 stitched me right up because I'm old. So yeah, we're gonna get this lot cut out initially. The bits I've been not looking forward to, frankly. I'm gonna put this camera in there on you know, slow motion thing, so that it will take a picture every few seconds, so you're gonna see the action as it happens. So I'm cutting this out, and there's like a panel, you can just see it on the other side. It's like a fiberglass thing goes over this wheel arch, this wheel, sorry, and it's just in the way, frankly. So I've removed it there, and I'm glad I did, because all of these bits of metal it's attached to are not prepared or painted in any way or fashion. So yeah, it's good news. I can get to everything now. I'll do the other side shortly, but yeah, is what it is, isn't it? It's got to replace, I think it's all solid, in fairness. I've got to obviously replace those bits and pieces, but yeah, is what it is, isn't it? When in Rome and all that, I suppose we're balls deep now, so just as well will come off. Well, I've been trying to avoid it, but I have to get me 9-incher out. It's been in the shed for, I don't know, the old Black & Decker, been in the shed for many years, 20 maybe, good 15. And this was actually seized on, so I've just had to blow lamp the crap out of this, because I am not brave enough to use this. So yeah, we'll put a new disc on and see if it works. I hope so. Every time I'm moving around on this, I feel like I'm going to fall through it. Like a bloody old climbing frame. I'll be glad when there's a proper floor in it. In my nice new riggers that I got from Screwfix, just for this job, because I kept getting shit everywhere. So, essentially, a nice piece of metal in there now, sanded it all back. I did take a measurement between there and there, because I was half expecting it to sort of pull away a bit as I cut it. Sure enough, it did. I reckon it moved 5mm. Whole weight of all of this is just on these bits of metal here, and they're all screwy. So like I say, took a measurement, so I'm going to cut a piece of steel now to that width, and then I'm going to ratchet strap the van together, hold it back to where it was, weld it in, and then we've got some actual proper struts or some proper support on the bloody thing, and I'll be absolutely happy then. It ain't going to go anywhere. So let's go and get a bit of metal. I love these bloody saws. They give like a real nice, clean, accurate cut, but oh, they ain't half noisy. Mate of mine, Jammers, James at JEK. I should give him a bit of a mention, really. He got me all the steel because it's a pain in the ass to get steel delivered to my place. So yeah, he hates them because they're seriously noisy, but they're just really quick. I can lob it there, and like I say, you get like a real nice cut every time. Happy days. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, so smash that in there, everything lines up nicely, even measures up nice, so bloody glorious. So we'll get the level across there in a minute, make sure they're all proper. Yeah, spark that in there, bloody glorious. Lovely job, happy days. Try not to kill myself. Look at them riggers. Oh. Right, okie dokie. So that's welded in. I've welded this side properly, and that side I've just basically welded along the top and down one side, because obviously when I do this side I'll deal with it all proper then. That bit there is welded nicely, this bit is welded nicely. Yes, very pleased. That's like a big moment for me, getting this part of it, because this is quite a major part of the whole framework here. So yeah, I'm gonna just remake this shit round the wheels. I keep looking at it and going, yeah, it's rubbish. And that side, hang on, let me just zoom in. That is an absolute dog's dinner. I really don't know what's been going along this edge here. It's just absolute poo. And I know I'm going to pull this off. Now, zoom out. I know I'm going to pull this bit off like I've done to this side. And it's just going to be absolute shite. So, and also, you probably can't see. I'll zoom in again. Oh, I'm like a pro. This box section is obviously very different to this. This is 40x40, the bit that would hold the mud guard, and this is, I don't know, 40x20 or something. So it's just all poo. So the best thing to do, I feel, at this point is I'm just cutting it and leaving it hanging, both sides, and I'll do the same that side. And once I've got this beam in, this one here in, then I can join them up nicely and we can deal with it properly. But again, next up is to put some beams across here, get it all nice and strengthened up, and yeah, really pleased. So let's get on with it. It's got dark now. Yay. Right, so we've actually got like something that resembles nearly a floor now. Yay! Like I say, I'm not going to put these extra beams in here yet until I've decided what to do with this extra space. I think we're going to have water tanks, but I'll talk about that at some point soon. But yeah, like so far, so good. Everything's straight, everything's true. This is like a little gem, this Artec thing. Like I said in a previous video, I'm really impressed with that. Like back in the good old days, you know, when I was sort of messing around with welding, it was like in the 90s really, and we had a massive, great big, I think it was a Kempe set at the time, and like I say, I've got like a big three-phase, I think it's a 300 amps or 400 amp three-phase Megatronic in there, which is glorious thing when you've got big thick steel, but this is quite thin. I wonder if I tag Artec and tell them how brilliant it is, they'll do me a discount. I might do that. Righty-ho, so all the tops I've sanded flat now, just for a little flappy wheel, just so that when we come to bond the floor on, it's nice and flat, no horrible wobbly bits. So the next bits are, see these bits that were holding my wheel arch on. So I've obviously cut that, and this will all be coming out, because I've got to replace these bits. This is the next major thing, these two little arrangements here. But this is obviously complete horror. This has been, again, fudged in. This actually sticks out a bit. So the more I look at it, and as I said earlier, the opposite side is different. So we're just gonna cut all this out, just get rid of it, just replace new. It's just going to be minutes of work to make a nice little piece there with sealed ends that actually goes back parallel, God forbid. Yeah, so I'm going to be welding and grinding around these tyres. I don't really care because they are knackered, and we have ordered some brand new tyres. The last van, the Iveco, I didn't change all the tyres when we first had it, and then over the course of like the 5 years we owned the thing, like we had a bulge and one flatty and one blowout, and they're all legal from the outside. They were just getting old, they're only like 8-9 years old, but I kind of feel I don't want to be on the side of a you know, on the side of a motorway with a blowout with this thing. I figure if we just put 6 new tyres on now, and obviously it didn't come with a spare either. James JK got me a nice spare wheel because I did him a favour, bless him, and so he returned it like we seem to do. I'll do something for him and he does something for me. It's much easier. So yeah, he's got me a spare wheel because these are a bit of a bugger to get hold of, believe it or not. So he got me a spare wheel. Another friend of ours, Ashley, down at Auto Body Tech, he is blasting it and giving it a coat of powder coat. and then I'll get a new tyre fitted to that, and then swap one, swap one, swap one, swap one, and then eventually we'll have 6 new wheels, all powder coated with all new tyres. Won't that be glorious? So yeah, essentially, I'm going to cut this shit out now with my nice 9-inch, friendly 9-inch with my nice M10 bolt as a handle. It's almost worth buying a new one of those in a minute, I think. But yeah, let's get rid of all this shit. I am far too old for this. Right, so this is the main structural part of the rear end. It holds most of the weight. It's one of the things I've been leaving till the last, really, to pull it out. Another one was that one there. But they go down low and they support the sort of weight from underneath as well. It pushes round into itself rather than just onto the chassis. One of the things I noticed pulling this side out was that all this had been added in, and you know, this is cut and welded onto here. That's obviously old and shit and been repaired. So one of the things I need to deal with is this. It was noticeable when I first pulled it apart. See how this edge just fell down? So what I'm going to do is jack the outside of the frame up until this is straight, leave it on blocks or something there until I can cut this out, and then when I put the new piece in, it should then be at the, you know, should be square, true, flat, rather than bent down at each ends. I think they just cut away here and it all sort of fell, and then they just sort of repaired around it. So that's the next job. I am definitely too old for this. So straightened it out, got some concrete blocks down there. Yeah, basically lifted it up, got that as straight as I can. It's like down by about like sort of 3 or 4 millimeters. I'll straighten out when I do the steel work. I just can't get it no more without, I think like the sides are going to start bending out. What I think's happened is they cut all of this out originally and then just didn't measure or put a straight line or anything across this, because all these bottom bits are all new and welded. So I think it was probably bent, and then they welded it all in because I can't get it any straighter. It's triangulated, so you know, it ain't going to go no more. I've only moved it basically on where the rust was. So this beam now is out. So put a new one in there now. That's going to be my next port of call. Bit of a tidy up around these uprights where I've trimmed them up sensible. Oh, there, those ones. Put the wire wheel on the grinder. Give them a good old clean up. Yeah, and then we can put another piece of metal in there. Yeah, happy days. I'm definitely too old for this crap. What's wrong with me? I need to take up knitting, or anyone got any good hobbies? Golf apparently is pretty dull and good for old people like me. Right, that's her stitched in. Got a nice little strut in there. So next up, put some beams in here to sort of replicate the original you know, mud guard holders, which we cut out there. So we'll put some little angled pieces in there and another piece across here. Maybe we'll put our centre strut in there actually as well. Get it all strengthened up. Oh, glorious! I'm gonna have a floor soon. Made up a couple of these now. These are going to be the bits that go in, you know, essentially under there. I've just flat wheeled both edges flat, so they're not letting any air, water, and just left that there. So we'll trim those down to size now, stick them in there, and then smash another couple of bits of box section in there, and then we've got our steelwork for our wheel arch done, which is absolutely fantastic news. Yay! Alrighty, so dry paint, yay. This is, I've just moved, I put a couple of planks down there, moved all my shit there. This is the offending item that I'm on about. This is like a locker. It's a fiberglass locker that's obviously purchased and mounted in, goes in there, that folds up very nice too. Initially thought, well, we're gonna have to lose that because we've got to take the top off of it. Then I thought, well, actually, why don't I try and just trim, if I trim the fiberglass nicely, level with the top, when I put the board on the top, as long as I put enough PU around the top of that, there's no reason why, because I'm going to use the upside down buffalo board again, no reason why that shouldn't be as dry and as cheerful as, you know, as it is now, only with a different top on. But it's just going to be a bit finicky, I think, to get all this right. So I'm going to try and attack this now, long story short. Exciting, isn't it? So that's all the metalwork done. Found got to play the rust game down there when we come to the other side, but you know, again, it's just box section, so I'd rather do it now than in 2 years time. So all the metalwork is now detached. It's just basically bonded and the fiberglass itself. So I think essentially what I've got to do now is just draw the lines across, get the old drill dough out, and just cut it all off, and then once I've cut round the outside, that will just come off just like an absolute doddle, and I can walk outside with it and it'll all be lovely. Let's see. I'm closing my eyes outright and I'm wearing my disguise. Alrighty, I think that's actually going to work really well. Actually, what I'll probably do is bond and pop rivet some angle on the top here, and then when we come to put the floor on, I think it'll be nice. I'm going to just notch out the back there because I'm going to replace this one with one that goes all the way along. And this one needs replacing anyway, but ultimately it's not even connected to this. And I can leave my long one like I've done with this one here, just leave it all the way through, leave plenty of length on there, and then when I strip all this side off in the same way as that, I can just make good there. So it's actually starting to feel like a bloody great big open space and open floor now, which is great, because it's, with all of these bits in, it just feels messy and horrible. I'm really looking forward to getting all of this metalwork done, all of red oxide and painted, which hopefully, you know, another day or so will be welding, and then just getting the jet washer out and just pressure washing everything all again, so everything is nice and ready to go. Yeah, I'm really pleased. Good progress. Yeah, attack this now, which means I've got to pull out the driver's seat battery tray and decide what I'm throwing away and not of this. I've had the steering wheel off because I absolutely hate the steering wheel. It's awful. I've actually bought a Mercedes Actros one, which is up there. which I'm going to try and fit. It's got some CAN bus buttons on the steering wheel as well, so I can do the radio through the steering wheel and all that sort of jazz. Makes my life that little bit nicer, a little bit easier. It's a 20-year-old van at the end of the day, so it's naturally 20-year-old shite goes with it. So I'm sure it's character, but I just want it to be comfortable and nice and easy to drive and easy to live with. So yeah, really pleased. I was really not looking forward to this job. It was going to be one of those shit jobs that I was really not looking forward to, but actually fairly decent, fairly easy. Yeah, happy days. So one thing that I have been asked a couple of times now actually is that you know, about my license. I'm an old git, so I've got grandfather rights. I passed my test in 1996. I'm a 70s boy, and essentially I've got my 7.5 ton. However, in the little brackets at the end, it's got a restriction, and that restriction is I think it's a 107, and that essentially means I can drive a 7.5 ton, but as long as I don't go over my gross weight of 8,250. So that means essentially I can have a trailer tent on the back of this thing. So I've got to do something about that. We looked at doing a trailer license. I can't remember what it was, C1E or something, I don't know. And that came in at some significant money. And then I looked at my class 1 and that wasn't much more. So I booked in next week to do my class 1. So hopefully all of my licensing potential woes will be done. I'll have a full class 1 license, so we can drive Arctics and anything we want then, except buses. So I'd quite like to get buses. So we'll get class 1 done, and then we'll get buses, because I'd potentially like to do a coach in the future. You know, like a proper big ass long one, and go, you know, just sell up and cough. but yeah. So class 1 next week. So that answers all of the licensing nonsense. Like I say, I licensed to drive it now, but can't really put can't legally put a car trailer on the back and carry on. So dealing with that next week. Oh, look who's turned up. It's Uncle Spike. Because Uncle Spike's got too many car projects on the go, and he's run out of money. So he can't do anything to his, so he's come up to help me do with mine.
January is the longest month of the year.
It really is, yeah.
It's like 74 days in January.
174, I think. Yeah, yeah, okay, I reckon we'll unbolt that seat, mate. And with the grinder. Well, in fairness, it won't be going back in, but the batteries are in the box at the bottom, and all of that needs to come out. So, should we do some more slow motioning?
Well, that's just our general works.
Yeah, yeah, I've got to speed it right up. Okay, so pulled that out, got it just tied up out of the way for a minute, because that's going to end up going back in the same place anyway. Loads of crap. It's had like a bit of a weldy repair down there, and it had got tacked through, so it's a bit of a bugger to get out. We found some more welding repairs on the main cab, most of which I'm going to redo by the looks of it. This is just a piece of wood, and it's rotted there, and there's a hole, so we'll, like I say, a lot of this not interested in anyway. This
like big boy going?
The big boy battery disconnector. Yeah, I think so. I've got this massive normal isolator there. I don't really need this. Like I say, it's just adding a layer, because you know I'm going to get to Germany or something, then that's going to turn off and not turn back on, because God knows how old it is. It's already got a bit of rot in there, so I think the best thing for that is to just bugger it off, put a fuse there instead. Job done. Loads of crap down there though, but all this looks okay, doesn't it? Really, majoritively. We found this yeah, the BBC Tours business card under there, so I'm wondering if that's where she originated. But that's quite interesting. I can't imagine you'd it'd be easy to lose a BBC Tours business card down the side here if you weren't sat in that seat. So I reckon it must have come from there originally, so that's quite fun. Yeah, so I can cut all of this crap out now and we can finally get a flat floor, Uncle Spike.
Yeah, it's actually not too bad. It's not.
All right.
Metal, isn't it? You?
Cutting it all or not? Had to drive to Bristol. Where's your bloody ear defenders there? This thing bloody screams, doesn't it?
Language, Stephen. This is a TV program, kids program.
Huh?
It's a language, kids program.
Oh yeah. Have I told you the story about Barry Dobor and the grinder when I was an apprentice?
No.
So the story goes, Barry, I don't know what he's doing now, if he's still even here, bless him, but when I was doing my apprenticeship, he was telling me that his mentor was up a stepladder doing something to the crane rails, and he was grinding with this thing, and Barry's job was to stand on the bottom of the ladder, and he would, his boss, his mentor would like grind a crane rail or whatever, Barry was stood on this ladder, and he'd put the grinder back like that every time and just carry on doing what he was doing, and it would wait for it to spool down, and apparently he did it, and like it was still spooling, and I moved my hand from the trigger before I fucking do it, and he went like that apparently, and just like it slipped, and it just went through all of the tendons here, and his arm just went like that. So Barry's watching up, sees the grinder coming at him, Barry moves, so the ladder fucks off out, and there's just destruction everywhere. I don't know how true it is, but Barry told the story with such passion, and it sticks with me to this day. That would have been like 30 years ago now, probably. Yeah.
Full speed!
That's it, I think the battery's dead.
Oh.
Bugger. I reckon I'm gonna, alright. That's very YouTubey, isn't it?
I know.
Flying battery.
Level the side.
Neville! Big Neville! If you go down just a little bit, we'll try and get some like
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Got it?
Yeah.
Noisy bastard.
Fucking net.
So yeah, me and Uncle Spike, we have to cut a lot of our filming out because
Stephen swears.
well, I am a bit potty mouthed, and it's because I'm in a workshop environment and I do F and Jeff at things. So.
Mine's only when I work with him. An angel.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that aside, this is trimmed out here. We've realised, fortunately, so that this battery box will drop down in. So we're going to put like piece of box section that comes up level with that, and then sort of angles in, so it looks a bit pretty. And then we're going to tie in there and there. Yeah, and then we've got a nice, strong, flat, happy days floor. Glorious, Uncle Spike. Right, okay, it's all tied into the original truck now. We've got a flat floor pretty much everywhere we go, which I'm quite excited about, and so far I haven't fell down into the lorry, so that's got to be a good thing, Uncle Spike, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit smoky in here. Yeah. I might work out, as a matter of interest, how much cubic meterage we've gained by doing this, because I reckon it's massive. Because hang on, if I like now, like previously my head was hitting the ceiling, you know, and I got inches there now.
Wear a hat now.
Yeah, I can wear a hat now, yeah. I can wear my top hat when we go to the
bowler.
Getting the old bowler out. We'll yeah. Okay, so now I've just got to sand again the welds off the top just with the flappy wheel, just get them all nice and flat so that my boards, when we come to floor it, will stay nice when we bond it on. Sand it all down there, and then I'm going to wire wheel everything else and then red oxide it, and then I'm going to walk away and leave it alone for a whole day.
Then you come back and cut this side off.
And I'm still, all the panels for this side, they're with Jeremy, so he's going to mend all the fiberglass stuff and give it a coat of primer so that we can wrap them all appropriately. But yeah, it's going to have a cup of tea, Uncle Spike. I'm pleased as punch with this. I concur. I like it. Whoop! A bit of tightrope walking. Woohoo! Cool. Okay. I hate painting. I just absolutely detest it. I probably mentioned it. Right, okay, so that seat box now goes right back down nicely, so the batteries will go back in. It's all painted. Like you can see it's all tied in well. I've just basically like red oxided everything that I have dealt with. So yeah, we've got like a fairly decent flat floor. All of that side from there up to there is now done. Ooh, there. So where I point and where I see it in the camera. YouTube professional, you see. So this area here is where I'm going to concentrate my efforts next. It's this piece of tin along here is a bit shit. It's rusty. From the outside, that bit of box section here is too far out, and there's something further out that's too far in. Further along that's too far in, so I'm going to cut that down. Well, shit anyway, you can probably see. Ooh, oh, lush. So we're going to cut that, zap that back in, and as I say, there was a piece of wood here which you saw us remove earlier. I'm probably going to just attach a nice piece of metal with like a fold at the bottom all the way back, and then just put some steel in along the top. I may even weld it in so that it's all solid. We'll use some like fairly sensible gauge steel, treat it all nicely, and then it should just stay in there forevermore. Yes. Okay, that's where we're going to leave this now, because I literally film so much stuff, and half of it we put into a YouTube video, the other half just ends up on the cutting room floor. That's another professional filming quote there, so it's because we know what we're on about now. I'm going to leave this there. As I say, lots of painting done, which is dull. Flat floor inside. In the next episode we'll be doing the rear end. This old girl, she's a big girl and she needs some work on her rear end. I've had lots of bits laser cut by Howard, so we're going to paint those, get them welded in at the back, and then we should end up with like a far superior and sturdy rear end, which will be able to mount the tow bar and all those bits and pieces too. So yeah, in the next episode we'll be rebuilding the rear end more so, and also he's made us some side panels. The side panels are the same width as the windows, but I'll talk more about that next time. So we may get this side back on in the next episode. I really don't know. Just suck it and see how the weather's doing. So yeah, thanks again for joining us. I really appreciate your comments and stuff. In response to some of the questions I asked last time, which was, shall I make this more and more dull for you? Shall I keep putting more and more detail in? And the general consensus seems to be that you enjoy watching me weld and cut things. So I shall continue to film myself welding and cutting things, including Uncle Spike when he's here, the lazy bastard. So yeah, please ignore my disgusting language and my obscene behaviour and my my Mercedes Vario torturing. But yeah, until next time, thanks ever so much. Genuinely appreciate all you guys being here and giving us some support along the way. So yeah, thanks ever so much. See you soon.